OH on there, it's formic acid, because we're going to be to the acids down the road, right? So, same thing here. This is acid aldehyde, this is the acetyl group, this is this group right here, okay? Oh, actually, it's this group right here. This is the acetyl group, and this is the aldehyde group. If I take this off, then it would be acetic acid. So the common names would stay the same. Does that make sense? So this is just a, down the road, these things that we're memorizing right here, benzaldehyde, benzoic acid, if that's an acid, that precursor name stays the same. Okay? This one doesn't. This one's going to have a name. This is going to be 1, 2, long. So this gets back to the IUPAC now. Longest continuing chain that bears a function group of highest priority. This is that functional group. And so we're going 1, 2, 3. There's going to be a 3-methyl group. And this is going to be, in common name, a butanal. But in the IUPAC, it would be butyraldehyde. So your common names are similar to your IUPAC name. Okay? So, for aldehydes, you'll see the formal group, the acetyl group, and maybe a propio to a butyl group. We'll see. But I do know these are there always. Okay? And then, of course, we'll deal with, if we have 2 carbonyls on there, we turn one into the oxyl group for naming. Don't worry, we're going to have a formal naming thing. So, this is just an acyl group. This is the acetyl group, the formal group, the benzoyl group. Okay? And so, the fact, these are the 3 that are the most important to get started on. All right? Which 3? These right here. The acetyl, the formal, and the benzoyl. That's slide 20.
Can you go back to one more slide?
Here?
Yeah. So the oxo, that's only if, that's not if there's 2.
If we use the IUPAC, and there are 2 carbonyls, one's a ketone, one's an aldehyde, we will name one as an oxo group. And we'll get there.
Okay.
This is the introductory day, so we don't really get after it, but we're just showing you what's coming down the pipeline. I'm trying to get you excited about it. I mean, you know, you got to do something to get you excited about this stuff. But it is in a lot of medication, and the naming is what we expect it to be. Right now, we're good with the IUPAC, so that will be easy. Here, the formal group is new, but we're going to use this for the remaining so many chapters. So what makes a formaldehyde makes a formic acid, makes a formic anhydride, so on and so forth. And the same thing with these others. So yes, these are the ones that we're going to pay attention to. First off, they are the most important, the formal and the acetyl and the benzoyl. These 2 are, you're going to see a lot of, because we're going to break them down into acetyl coenzyme A, acetyl coenzyme A. Now, whether I say acetyl or acetyl or acetyl depends upon who taught me that class. And I've had, being the only English-speaking person, I've had a lot of different dialects. And because they're biochemically important. Biochem 1 was taught by someone different than medicinal chemistry, taught by someone different than pharmacology, so on and so forth. Again, your priority of naming, so here we are. We've gone all the way up to the ketone and the aldehyde. And we're just working our way up. So, interestingly enough, we have aldehyde over ketone. You want to know why? That one I kind of know why. Because the aldehyde always has to be at the end of the molecule, right? Which means it's starting at the end, there's the functional group, you always run into the aldehyde first. Or at least that's my rationale. Yeah, they're both above the alcohol. And so this would be, like I say, longest continuing chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to be a hexanal, and you don't have to put 1 there because it's always number 1. It's always at the end. If you had another one on this side, then you would go 1,6, dihexanal, right? But this oxo group here at position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you have a 5 oxo hexen out. A little bit longer, but I think it would have more, but no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's a 5 oxo hexen out. Without this line here, so let's write it correctly. Just somebody by 5 oxo hexen out. There you go. That's better. Okay? All right, yes?
So is this only when it's a carbonyl group, or like containing functional group? We use oxygen?
Yes. So really, because it's in the middle of the string, it's only going to be a ketone. Because if you had an ester group or something, that would end up being the higher priority group. Does that make sense? So then both of these, if I had a carboxylic acid somewhere down the road, of which you will never get, it's above what we should be, but you would name it the same way, you could name it. It's just that the carboxylic acid would be the highest priority, and these two would both be named as possible. So, there you have it. Yes?
So what if there was an aldehyde on each end, would it be like the diol?
It'd be dial.
Or diol?
Yeah, this is, you know, I live in song lyrics, but Paul Simon has a song, You Can Call Me Al. It's the song of the aldehyde. It's a good song, you should listen to it. But yes, al is the end word, so propan, al, buten, al, hexen, al. Al's a good name. It's not mine, though. All right. Any other questions? Well, let's see if we can get to the nomenclature then. All right. So here we go. This, I kind of like this. It's named the longest continuing chain and that bears the function group of highest priority. You're going to replace the E with that alkane name. So that's going to be al. You know, hexen al. This is going to be propan al for the IUPAC. Methan al, ethan al, buten al, hexen al, pentan al. Okay? Now, they all have common names, but we're not going to worry about a lot of them. Okay? So, for example, if this was a required class for veterinary medicine, we would remember hexanal, peptinal, and octanal because those are the goat facts. And that's where the caprilic, caproic, and capric come from. Is I believe that Greek for goat. It's some nationality for goat. Latin. You know, everything is Latin. I was going with something more something. So Latin for goat. Capro, caprilic, capric. This one we do not. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm starting a scholarship for women in science because there needs to be more women in science. And the reason I say that is when you look at some of these names and realize that a man derived this name, and this is Valerie aldehyde. That's great. This is a major component of dog crap. So, yeah, that's exactly right. The other one is like Versed, the drug that you use to go under the knife is a barbiturate. Yeah, named after Barbara, and it's a knockout drug. I really wonder how close of friends they were. You know, it's just wrong. So none of these are attractive, and so at least to balance the scale, I think there needs to be man names, you know, for like toe cheese or something stinky. It ought to be named after a man. Bobby or Harolding. You know. Just thought there. Okay. So, systematic part of the naming, because the aldehyde has higher priority, what we do then is we go in and we say this is a 1, 2, 3 hydroxy butanal. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now this has lower priority. This is a 3 hydroxy butanal. No different than if we had the alkene here. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a pentanal, and we don't have to put the 1 here. But if we could, if this helps anybody, we actually could name them like this. hydroxy 1-butanal. Okay? 3-penton, whoops, you don't add the E there, 1-al. So this is 1,2,3-penton, 1-al. You can add that in there. Okay? Now, yes,
Why is there no E?
it's a diphthong. Anybody who know what a diphthong is? This is not something that you guys invented. You see, when I was a kid, a thong is what we wore on our feet. You call them flip-flops. Now what you call booty floss is a thong. So it's not a dipping booty floss. It is actually an element of your English class that we did in high school that says, don't worry, I had to look it up too, because I didn't remember, where it says that you don't put two vowel sounds together. That's a diphthong. So they drop the E when they would be, you know, an E and an I and an E and an O and an E and an U and sometimes Y or something like that. So that's what they do, they drop it. Penton instead of pentene, owl. It's penton owl. They drop that E there.
I was starting about the word hero. It just is pent. Why wouldn't it be pent?
Oh, well, that's just me. I was just illustrating penton 1-al. Yes, now, you know that, right? I have faith in you, so that eventually we'll catch up to that. All right, any other questions? No? Okay. When it comes to the ring forms, this is a little bit painful because it sounds like something you're putting in your car. But the cyclohexane aldehyde, this is called cyclohexane carbaldehyde. Now, all I can say is when you see it in the carboxylic acid, you'll say cyclohexane carboxylic acid. Why can't we just say cyclohexane aldehyde? I don't know. Don't be the messenger. It's just one of the weird things that somebody decided. Cyclohexane carbaldehyde. So if we were adding things all together, we know about cis and trans. We know about aldehydes and we know about cyclic aldehydes. So we would put these together and we would say longest continuing chain that bears a function group of highest priority. That's right here. Start at the end nearest that function group and proceed to the first branch point. Right? That's the second thing. So this then would be a 2-methyl cyclohexane carbaldehyde. So we would call this then trans 2-methyl cyclohexane carbaldehyde, and you can put the 1 in there if you decided that you wanted to do that and have it 1-carbaldehyde. Yes?
So that's strange because of the way it comes out.
Yeah, because one is up and the other one is down. One's coming out at you, the other one is going away. Yep. Good point. Good point. All right, any other questions? Hopefully, you see the similarities now in the nomenclature, always, if we do things. So just as a couple of getting used to the carbaldehyde, and we'll do lots of aldehyde and mix them up. And if you can do them mixed up, then you don't ever have any trouble with nomenclature, and especially the nomenclature on the exam is easier, which is what we like. So this is going to be cyclohexane carbaldehyde. This would be an up and that would be a down. So this is the trans 2-methyl cyclopentane carbaldehyde, just drawn differently. This is a oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is stop sign. This is a cyclooctene carbaldehyde. Cyclooctene and not octane carbaldehyde. Yes.
So just to reiterate, you use carbaldehydes when you have some sort of cyclic molecule, right?
Yep. Only on the cyclic is it means a carbaldehyde. Because it is too easy to just name it aldehyde.
Okay.
And then of course, this is nonsense. That's a baby carbaldehyde. But that's because it's Monday and I know you guys just looked at it and go, what? That's stupid. Yes.
If, for example, bond was somewhere else on the B,
Yes, it's a good point. If the double bond was somewhere else, then we would list that out in front of the heme. So if it was over here in 1, 2, 3 position right here, this would be 3-cyclooctene carbaldehyde. Good point. Good call. Yes?
So is this one the simple cyclones?
On,
With the carbohydrates on there, similar?
well, it'll be on anything that this is below. So if you had a hydroxy group on here, this would still be named as a carbaldehyde because it's the highest priority group. So any functional group in below, we still put the carbaldehyde name on the cyclic alkane. So it's on every cyclic alkane. Okay. Ketones. Okay, ketones are a little different. You just count the longest continuing chain. There's the functional group of highest priority. And here we go on the 2 position is a one group. So this is a propanone. Now, because if it's on here, it's an aldehyde. If it's on here, it's an aldehyde. There's only one place this can go. So then you don't have to put the 2 propanone down. I still put 2 propanone just because it helps me make sure I do it to all of these. So this one would then be a 1, 2 for a butanone. This is a 2-butanone. Okay? And then why? I love this. Cyclohexanone. There you go. That makes sense. Cyclohexanone. I like it. All right, let's look at some more examples. What if we, so there's also, the IUPAC came out with a new method. Your book won't have it because it's older than this, but so this is the way that I'm used to it, but because they think it helps a little bit, instead of going to 3-hexanone for, this is where the ketone is, they go hexane 3-one. You know how we did that earlier when there was something else on there? They just allowed that to work. So that's fine. This allows you to separate it out if this helps you. So here, this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 4-hexene. This is a hexane that starts at the 4 position. So this would then be a 4-hexane 2-one is how we would name that. 4-hexane 2-one. Now, the new method that says you can, if you'd like, would be to come in and say hex 4-ene to show you that it's off the hex chain. It's at the position 4 as the alkene. 4-hexane 2-one is also a way that you can name it. Now, I don't think this is in your book, so I don't know you need to worry about it. But it may be something I would write down on a sheet of things just in case, because we're almost coming up on this, here on the 24th is when we have our ACS exam for the organic chemistry section. So, there we go. Yeehaw. All right, and then what if you have 2 of them? Then you list them out. There is a ketone in 2 and 4, so this would be a 2,4-hexane dione. The dione is the 2 and the 4. Or you could go hexane 2,4 dione, which for some of you might be a little easier. It's perfectly okay. Yes? This one here? On the right.
2,4-hexane.
No, because it's not a diphthong there. It's not an A-E-I-O-U, and you're not 2 vowels together. I don't. It's amazing to me. I mean, it's random for me in the name. I don't think we really follow the English, rules, but apparently somebody did. And my guess is the person was English that decided we had to make that up, because it is an international body that makes up all this stuff. So, but yeah, it's the diphthong. I know people are going to go look it up, and you should. It wasn't something that I remembered on my radar.
Question about that organic PCS test. So our labs were canceled this week for people to study for. That doesn't have anything to do with us.
Yeah, your lab should have been canceled this week.
I think the other classes have it earlier, just since it's on Friday.
Yeah.
It's on Friday, that's why.
Remember, I told you about this hire, how Bruce and Warner are planning on taking this the 14th?
Oh, yeah, this is nonsense. So do you guys get a free lap off when we take it?
No. No.
I don't have that conversation. You don't have them when you
I
just
don't
walk
want
in the chair.
labs. I'd rather not have labs.
Maybe you want to fight, but I was sort of curious on that.
Well, if I was chair, we'd be hauling some people in and saying, we don't cancel a class for anything. Especially when you're gonna have a snow day. It's not that we canceled it for this. It's, you're a week shorter. You're already one lap shorter. So now and I would beat them up for it. This is crazy because now I'm 2 weeks short of lab experience, my tactile. And I'm gonna go into nursing, it's tactile. I'm gonna go into teaching where I need to know about the lab. Yeah, I'll have a conversation. All right, so, any questions here? Am I out of time here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're gonna end up right there. Well, good. I know exactly where I'm gonna go first.